For this video, we're going to be looking at word problems that deal with the addition and subtraction from the previous video. Word problems are a favorite of tests, especially the GED, because it requires you to apply the addition and subtraction. So it says, hey, you know addition and subtraction. Can you apply it to this real world problem? So what I always suggest is circling all the numbers with the units. So 5 eggs, circling 5 eggs when you see a number in its unit, whether it's coins, inches, whatever. So we can kind of organize it in our head. And then underline what it's asking for. For example, let's look at this first question. Emily collects coins. She got 243 coins from her sister, 1,208 coins from her mother, and 467 coins from her father. Just looking at that sentence, I would have circled 243 coins, 1,208 coins, and 467 coins. However, she lost 82 coins before putting them in her piggy bank. Again, circling that 82 coins. How many coins does she have in her piggy bank? So I would have underlined coins in piggy bank. So that's ultimately what we want to know. How many coins in the piggy bank? So if we think back to this, I'm going to go ahead and write down some of these numbers. 243 coins she got from her sister, 1,208 coins from her mother, and 467 coins from her father. Then she lost 82 before putting it in her piggy bank. So thinking of this, I'm thinking, okay, I need to know how many coins she started out with before she lost this 82. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this 82. I'm not going to forget about it. I'm just moving it. It's still there, so I know I still have more to do, but I've moved it kind of out of my plane of what I'm working with. So I want to add all these numbers. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at 2 first. Again, just kind of ignoring that, putting that to the side. So now I have 243 plus 1,208. Okay, so this has 4 place values. This has 3. So I'm going to put this number on top. And this 243 on bottom. Again, the same rules from the last video apply. We're going to add down. 8 plus 3 gives me 11. 0 plus 4 gives me 4 plus 1, 5. 2 plus 2 gives me 4. And 1 plus nothing gives me 1. So far I have 1,451 coins. So I've dealt with this. These are all in this number. So now I still have to add that 467 plus 467. 1 plus 7 is 8. 5 plus 6 is 11. Carry that 1 over. 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus that 1 gives me a 9. And then I'm just going to 1 plus 0 gives me 1. So altogether, before she lost any coins, she had 1,918 coins. Well, not all of those made it to her piggy bank, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for how many made it into her piggy bank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and subtract that 82. We want it taken away. Again, sitting there and thinking, okay, she had all these coins, then she lost them. What's happening when she loses them? They're being taken away. And then she puts them all in her piggy bank. So, minus 82. I'm going to erase that so it doesn't confuse me. And I'm going to subtract down. 8 minus 2 is 6. 1 minus 8, oh, that gives us something kind of a little funky, right? 1 is smaller than 8, so we need to borrow. So this becomes an 8. Move that 1 over to borrow. So now we have 11 minus 8. So 11 minus 8 gives us 3. 8 minus 0, 1 minus 0. So we have 1,000 836 coins. That made it into her piggy bank. So again, this math we've seen in our previous lesson. It's math that you can do. So it's just knowing how to put it into that real world situation. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at this next problem and try it on your own, and then we'll come back and we'll do it together. Look at this one together. Sandy made 3 different towers of blocks. We're going to have 3 towers. The first tower is 54 centimeters high. I'm already circling that 54 centimeters. The second tower is 14 centimeters higher than the first. Okay, I'm going to circle 14 centimeters. And then the third tower is 22 centimeters higher than the second. Again, circling that. If Sandy combined the 3 towers, how tall would it be? I'm underlining how tall. So we have 3 towers and we want to combine them. Combining sounds like addition. So I know I'm going to be adding something. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and look at this a little further. The first tower is 54 centimeters. So we have tower 1, tower 2, and tower 3. Again, this just helps me kind of organize my brain, making sure I understand the problem. So the first tower is 54 centimeters high. Okay. The second tower is 14 centimeters higher than the first. Does that mean that the second tower is 14 centimeters? No, it's 14 centimeters higher than this first tower. So if I took how tall that first tower is, it's 14 centimeters taller, plus 14. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up kind of. I'm going to move this 3 down. 54 plus 14. 4 plus 4 is 8. 5 plus 1 is 6. So my second tower is 68 centimeters. And cm just means centimeters, so that it's easier than writing out whole centimeters. All right, let's keep going. The third tower is 22 centimeters higher than the second. All right, so it's 22 centimeters higher than the second. Doesn't mean it's 22 centimeters. It means it's 22 centimeters higher than the second. So we need whatever the second one, that height, plus 22 centimeters higher. 22 centimeters. So again, lining them up and adding down. 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry that 1 over to the next place value. 6 plus 2 is 8. Plus 1, 90. So now we have what each of these towers heights are. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make this a little prettier. So 268 centimeters. Again, this just helps me organize myself. It's kind of important when you're taking these tests to make sure you know where everything is and you're able to relate it all together. That's just what I'm doing here. I like lists. That's how my brain works. That's what makes it easy for me to keep organized to get to my answer. All right, so this is not what the problem is asking for. It's not asking for how tall is each tower. It's saying what happens when you combine all those towers together. So what I'm going to do is have 54 plus 68 plus 90. So let's look at 2 to begin with, and then we'll deal with this third tower. So 54 plus 68, add down. 4 plus 8 is 12, carry the 1. 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 1, 12. 120 centimeters. Again, I'm not done. I still need to add that 90 centimeters in. That's why it's important to stay organized. I'm not just looking at this answer and saying, oh, I'm done. I'm saying, oh, yeah, I still have to deal with this. If it helps you to cross them out as you go, do that. So I still have this 90 centimeters. So I'm going to line it up, add down. 2 plus 0 is 2. 2 plus 9 is 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 0 is 1, plus that carried 1, 200. So we have 212 centimeters. All right, so there's a couple more word problems to work with. Again, remember, underline, circle, make lists, do things that'll keep you organized, whether that's circling things, crossing things out, making sure you make a note to yourself. Like, I know I'm going to be combining. That's addition. I know ultimately I'm going to be adding. All right, so go ahead, try those problems, and we'll move on to the next lesson.